Have you ever stared at your phone, wondering if she's thinking about you right now? Wondering if her fingers are hovering over the keyboard? Typing, deleting, typing again? You replay old memories, like your favorite movie. The way she laughed at your silly jokes, how her eyes sparkled when she looked at you, those late-night talks that felt like the whole world disappeared. And now all you have is silence. You're probably here because you want her back, and I'm going to tell you something you might not believe at this moment. There is a way. But it's not about chasing her, begging, or sending her a wall of texts explaining how much she means to you. In fact, what I'm about to share might sound like the complete opposite of what your heart is telling you to do. Before we start, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and make sure you watch until the end, because if you skip even one part, you might miss the exact step that changes your love life forever. I'm not giving you internet tips. I'm giving you the exact mindset and moves that bring her back. 100% of the time when done right, I know what heartbreak feels like. I've been the guy sitting in the dark, scrolling through old pictures, convincing myself she'd never come back. And I've also been the guy who watched the impossible happen, the one who made her reach out first. This video is your story now. Every chapter is another step in the journey from heartbreak to hope, from silence to her knocking on your door again. And it starts right here. Chapter 1, the silent power that pulls her back. To tell you the truth, you want to get in touch with her right this very second. WhatsApp her. Your whole existence is urging you to carry out the task at hand. Extend your hand to her. Simply communicate your feelings of love for her. Following the completion of the text entry process, you set the phone down after taking it up. When you send it, you question yourself. Will this bring her back if I send it? Will that force her to retreat even farther from the situation? For a moment, allow your thoughts to drift to this particular site. Consider the following scenario. You are at home by yourself, maybe in the middle of the night, and your mind is playing a never-ending loop of all the lovely memories you have acquired. It was on that first date when you broke down in tears, because you were laughing so hard that you could scarcely breathe. And it was when you publicly held her hand that everything else seemed to drift away. After that, what happens? It is silent, an imposing silence that is practically palpable in its presence. After then, you need to fill it. One of your objectives is to break it. On the other hand, the reality of the matter is that your biggest value is your silence. I am aware of how peculiar that may also seem. Going through the motions of walking on eggshells is like to giving up, isn't it? But allow me to explain. When a relationship comes to an end, sentiments become overwhelming. Perhaps she is in a rage. It's possible that she is confused. There is a possibility that she could, in fact, think that she has made the right decision. If you approach her with hurried words, she will see what you are saying as pressure rather than kindness. In addition, when people are under strain, they are more prone to retreat from others rather than increase their proximity to them. Instead, you should make it possible for silence to carry out your duties. It is not the cold and deadly silent treatment that is being referred to here. Rather, it is the calm respect for one's own dignity. I refuse to grovel for your attention. The observer who is remaining mute says this. I have a robust understanding of my own value. It is something that I will be carrying. You should keep in mind that when you and she first began dating, you did not engage in frequent communication with her. It did not seem like you were always keeping track of her whereabouts. Uncertainty was all around. She is confused as a result of your behavior. It was her inquisitiveness that led her to come toward you. The following is what happens when you make a genuine commitment to being silent. Your absence is starting to become more noticeable to her. The fact that there have been no messages or updates has been brought to her attention. It's possible that she first experiences a sense of ease, but that quickly changes into a sense of curiosity. Does he have moved on from this? What is he up to? Do you know whether he has a partner? To add a psychological twist to the situation, being inquisitive makes you interested, and being attracted makes you want to be with you again. Nevertheless, your silence must not be devoid of significance. If you do nothing except sit in your room all day, she will note that nothing has changed. She will notice that nothing has changed. If you want her to pay attention to what you have to say, you will need to take action, even if she does not see you on a daily basis. It might be better to just remain quiet rather than compose that long and sincere statement. Make it possible for her to perceive your departure by allowing it to do so. It is likely that she will have a decreasing desire to hear from you for the time being. Chapter 2. the self-transformation phase. You've made the decision to embrace the peace and quiet. To put it into perspective, if you restrict yourself to that, she could only remember the version of you from which she parted ways. In this stage of the process of self-improvement gets engaged. Even if you don't say a word, she must realize that you are not the same guy. Now that we have taken a step back, let's think back to the time when she first started to develop emotions for you. Tell me what it was that pulled her to you. Are you someone who has trust in themselves? Are you aiming for that? Are you referring to the dreams that you mentioned with such a gleam in your eye? There is a possibility that you let part of it to be lost somewhere along the road of your quest. It's possible that you stopped pushing yourself since life became more comfortable for you. The time has come to rekindle that spark and to allow it to develop into something with greater potential. This sort of advancement that is genuine and unstoppable, as opposed to the kind that is "I'm doing this just to impress her" kind, is the kind of growth that I believe is the most enticing thing that exists. You decide that getting back into a strong physical condition, as opposed to earning her attention, is more essential to you. And as a result, you begin attending to the gym. You start dressing more formally, not to make her envious of you, but rather to represent the man you are becoming as you continue to develop. You are motivated to widen your views, rediscover old hobbies, and develop your own life when you come to the realization that you are more than simply a relationship. When she is aimlessly scrolling through her account one night, she stumbles upon a picture of you. Imagine this: she is bored and mindlessly perusing her page. You are laughing in the midst of a large group of people. Compared to before, you seem more vivacious, enthusiastic, and healthier, having been taken off guard by it. At that same moment, a little voice inside her whispers, "What's wrong with him? My old friend is not there at this moment." This is the moment at when curiosity transforms into desire once other time. To put the cherry on top of it all, you would still emerge victorious regardless of whether or not she really came back. To put it another way, this is not about gaining her affection. Rather, it is about regaining your own identity, being a guy who is able to remain calm and collected in the face of difficult circumstances, who is confident in his own worth, and who emanates charm as a result of living life to the fullest without seeking approval from other people is the key. When you begin to focus on improving your mental, physical, and spiritual health, the whole dynamic of the game goes through a transformation. The transition from chasing to attracting occurs. The moment she becomes aware of the shift in your behavior, she will be compelled to come back to you. You will stop depending on her approval and begin meeting her requirements. Chapter 3. Planting Seeds of Curiosity. You have up to this point been successful in accomplishing two objectives. First, you have embraced the silence, and second, you have started to grow into the man that God hath always meant you to be. On the other hand, this is the moment at which the majority of men either fail miserably or go so far as to ruin everything. They fail to stimulate curiosity. The fact of the matter is that women have a natural disposition to be curious about the people with whom they have developed deep emotional relationships. In her opinion, she will never stop thinking about you, regardless of the cause for the breakup. She will always keep tabs open on you. It's possible that she is making an effort to ignore you, but every once in a while, her mind could go to you and she might wonder, what's he doing? And be concerned about his safety. Are we past this point? How would you describe your present position? Take use of your innate sense of fascination. Don't even pretend that you're attempting to exert control over it. Present it to you as a photograph. Just consider the fact that she is lazily scrolling through Instagram at a late hour of the night. Suddenly she discovers a photograph of you, but unlike the last instance, it does not include a caption that reads, "Look at me." Despite this, there is a twist to the situation. Perhaps it is you sitting in a coffee shop, wishing that she had read the book that you had suggested to her before. You are completely absorbed in the book. It's possible that you and your friends are at the beach, taking in the beauty of the sunset without attempting to stage a picture op. She stops for that little moment of silence. The question that comes to her mind is, who is he working with? I don't understand why he's smiling like that. How could I have been so oblivious to the fact that he enjoyed engaging in such an activity? The fact that you conceal the answers from her is what gives it a magical quality. It is ingrained into the human brain to look for answers to riddles. For the same reason that you won't be able to pull yourself away from a television program right up until the very last episode has been seen. In spite of the fact that she is unable to be physically there with you, she is experiencing a sense of intimacy with you because she is imagining new tales about you. Warning: if you put in too much effort, it will not be successful. If your postings are plainly about how wonderful your life is without her, she will be able to detect the neediness that you are expressing via them. She will be able to sense that you are desperate. If you often share images of yourself with other women in an attempt to make her envy of your success, the more essential thing is to be okay and to let her see glimpses of your life than it is to attempt to convince her that you are fine. It is possible to plant seeds as few as a photograph of a book you've just finished reading, or a talent you're just starting to learn may be uploaded. I have sent her a snapshot of the bunch of you all smiling together, but she has no clue who the other individuals are in the picture. The act of making light of a potential proposition among those who have mutual friends in the hope that news would get to her. If you are successful in doing this, she will dream about being back in your life, not because you urged her to do so, but simply because she has a strong desire to be together with you again. As she continues to fantasize, she will grow closer and closer to making it a reality. Chapter 4. Rebuilding emotional connection. Next, it takes place. Her name is shown on your mobile device. It might be as simple as a quick comment such as, "Hey, how have you been?" Or it could be that she appreciates one of your previous postings out of the blue. Your pulse quickens all of a sudden. You have a strong desire to return to the computer and say, "I've missed you, let's fix everything." However, you should pause for a while since a lot of males make the same error. This is not going to be a simple, "We're back together" statement. When she reaches out to you, in the same way that a door that has just been cracked open will slam shut again, the instant you rush in too hastily. This situation is similar. Restoring the emotional connection in a methodical and progressive manner is the work that you are now tasked with. Imagine this. Once you have glued a shattered glass back together, you would not immediately pour hot coffee into it, would you? You would give it a gentle test to see whether or not it is capable of retaining water once again. There was no difference in her heart. You start out in a really bright and shining manner, speaking in a conversational tone, making her laugh, and telling her something positive about yourself are all things that you do without bragging. Begin with a light touch and steer clear of lengthy relationship talk in the near future. It is best to refrain from bringing up the issue of the breakup during the early conversations. How come? To put it another way, she is curious about whether or not she is still able to unwind and take pleasure in conversing with you. In the event that she experiences pressure straight away, it will recall to mind the reasons why she withdrew immediately. It is important that you make every effort to progressively feed your memory with new and positive memories. When she thinks back to the carefree and amusing you who made her feel loved, appreciated, and eager, she will naturally feel the same way. There is a possibility that you may share an amusing tale about an event that took place while you were working. One way to avoid seeming too nostalgic is to bring up an old joke that the two of you used to exchange in private. "I enjoy conversing with him. I neglected to realize how much I missed this," is the sentiment that she goes through during these occasions. You should start letting her do some chasing straight away. Since this is another tiny secret in your possession, it is not appropriate to react to her SMS in a timely manner. Show her that you are not just interested in her, but that you are also very busy. This precarious balance will pique her interest even more. Conversations that are quick and positive will eventually develop into more in-depth conversations as time passes. There will be an increase in the number of introspective questions that she asks. When it comes to her personal life, she will share further information. Both of you will feel the emotional bridge being repaired piece by piece, and neither of you will have to exert a great deal of effort to accomplish this. For reasons of embarrassment or social isolation, she will not return. Even when the sensations are overwhelming once again, she will come back of her own will. She's beginning to view you as more than just the man she's loved in the past. You are the person she imagined spending the rest of her life with. Chapter 5. Showing, not telling. In the absence of proof, words are worthless, and this is something that I want you to make sure you understand. Simply telling her, "I've changed," 100 times would be sufficient to convey the message. Your reassurance that "I'm not the same guy anymore" would be good. But the fact of the matter is that she has most likely heard similar words before, either from you or from someone else. Also, after a breakup, Words are meaningless and have no significance. However, she cannot ignore the data that is available to her. Her sight and her instincts both tell her something that cannot be denied. Now let's go back in time to the beginning of your relationship. To what extent do you remember her meticulous attention to detail? What were the ways in which you assisted her, listened to her wishes and dreams, and made sure that you always followed through with what you promised to do? Consequently, she placed her confidence in me. It is possible that after some time had passed, such occurrences ceased. You have the chance to win them back, but this time it won't be an act. You will really win them back. To put it another way, showing is all about allowing your genuine self to come through in such a way that she can feel it even when you don't say a word. She can show her appreciation by giving you a polite nod. If you tell her that you have been more disciplined, even if you don't say a word, she will have faith in you if she observes that you consistently engage in physical activity, maintain a healthy diet, and honor your commitments, instead of just telling her it is important to show her what you mean. Doing so will help her feel more secure. It is not physical appearance or charisma that attracts women. Rather, it is trust that is at the core of what draws them. Will you be able to remain true to your commitments? Would she be able to put her faith in you since you are trustworthy, solid, and dependable? Because of this precise reason, I strongly advise you not to tell her, "Look at how much I've changed." Take it in stride instead. Allow it to permeate into her experiences in whatever way it chooses to do so. There is a possibility that someone you know has brought up your recent promotion. One possible explanation is that she happened to stumble onto a post that described your volunteer work with an organization whose purpose you really believe in. These are genuine aspects of your new life. They are not something that have been manufactured. The manner in which you handle yourself in relaxed talks conveys a great deal of information, which is something that a lot of men fail to recognize. If in response to her reach, you answer with a calm and happy vibe, rather than wrath or excessive excitement, she will perceive a shift in you. After you have agreed to meet and arrived with composure, self-assurance, and genuine joy, she will immediately recognize the transformation that has taken place. She feels as if he has undergone a significant transformation as a result of his activities. I take pleasure in doing so. It would be a waste of time and effort to attempt to convince her at this stage. You should make your progress known. To the point when she is unable to turn a blind eye, tease her with your actions. The instant she makes the decision to embrace your makeover, her walls start to come down. Chapter 6, the moment she comes back. Next, it takes place. Despite the fact that you may not be able to predict the shift, you will eventually feel it. Possibly it is her request that you meet just to catch up. The increasing frequency of her messages to you, or the amount of time she spends laughing on calls. All of these possible factors might be contributing factors. You are now in a position where you need to make a choice. But you still have some time to deliberate over the circumstances. You have two options. Either you can behave like the mature guy you have become and handle the issue with composure, or you may rush in with the intention of relocking her. If you have followed all of the stages up to this point, then she will not come back to you no matter how much humiliation or isolation you put her through. Because of the true, better, and strong you, she has decided to come back. And this is the reason why she is coming back. Additionally, you want to ensure that the freshly built foundation is protected. That is the method that it is carried out. When she tells you that she wants to see you, you definitely shouldn't allow yourself get too heated up over it. Relax and be casual, but make sure that your actions are meaningful. Find a place where you can have a conversation without feeling awkward. Furthermore, you should refrain from discussing the breakup until you are reunited with her. Bring her back to a state of comfort by concentrating on just taking pleasure in each other's presence during those early first moments. Her attention will be focused on every aspect of you, including your facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, and energy level. When she recognizes patterns that are known to her, she will be on high alert. On the other hand, the instant she sees a guy who radiates confidence, tranquility, and peace, her defenses will start to weaken. At some point, she could reveal herself. It's possible that she will talk about how she's feeling about the breakup. When that moment arrives, pay more attention than you speak to what is being said, to show her that you understand her predicament and that your goal is not to linger on the past, but rather to construct a future together. You should demonstrate that you understand her circumstance. The objective is not to pick up where we left off. Rather, It is to start again from the earliest possible moment. To put it more simply, you have undergone significant development since she departed, and you are no longer the same guy. This second chance is not about proving your value to her. Rather, it is about establishing a relationship that is superior to the one you had earlier, one that is healthier, and one that is more exciting. The irony is that she is more likely to stay when you approach, this time with the peace that comes from realizing your own worth, when you let go of the terror of losing her again. Because deep down, she is not coming back only because she is in love with you. Due to the fact that you have developed into a man, she will come back. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.